On this Monday afternoon, it is the 29th day of September. We have some storms to talk about over here in the Atlantic Ocean. One of them is a major hurricane with Category 4 status, Hurricane Humberto. And then we also have a tropical storm that's about to become a hurricane over here in next to Florida, and this is Tropical Storm Imelda, and it'll be tracking its way over here towards Bermuda. This is not going to affect the Carolinas except for some light rain over here, maybe just up to an inch in North Carolina, and then there's a possibility of an inch or two off the coast of Florida today. There is going to be dangerous, life-threatening rip currents all the way down there from Florida up into North Carolina, with some semi life-threatening rip currents all the way up there into Massachusetts as well. From both of these storms combined, it is going to take and mix up a lot of that water, causing some dangerous rip currents. So if you are going to the beach, make sure you keep this in mind and look at the pole and flag and see if it is safe to swim or not. US, it's pretty quiet, not a lot of stuff, just some very sparse thunderstorms, and that's about it. So this is what our future forecast could look like for the United States and our two hurricanes. So you can see it's going to make its way and not really impact. It's showing the exact path. This is the ECMWF weather model. And we can see not a lot of activity, but as we get there on the 4th of October, so in just a few days, we can see some activity sparking back again. And on the 8th is when we could see a nice low develop that tracks its way over there to the Midwest, possibly producing some severe weather anywhere along this area. So we do have fall severe weather season coming up, and wouldn't be surprised to see something over here in the Midwest, over there on the 8th all the way there to the 10th. And then we also have another cold shot that could be coming down there from Canada into the upper Midwest on the 11th as well, so we got to be paying close attention to that. If we look at a different model, we'll use the GFS this time instead. It's showing very similar closed low setup, or just some sort of trough injecting from the Rockies to the upper Midwest around the 5th. And then another one injecting its way over there on the 9th, before some crazy things start happening again. As we can see, this is like very crazy over there, but it's a little far out, so not going to be very accurate. So we could see some severe weather across the upper Midwest over the next couple weeks, specifically the next 10 days from now. This is our expected temperatures. As we can see today, it's going to be over here in Iowa about 85 to 90 degrees. In Wisconsin, we're looking at 80s. And then in parts of Minnesota, could see as high as 90, South Dakota 90, Nebraska ain't going to feel too bad around 85. Kansas somehow even going to be a little colder, right around 80s for the high. As we go down here in Texas, we could see Southern Texas as high as 92, and central portions in 80. If we go to the Dixie Valley region, you could see temperatures 84 to 90 degrees. And in the Ohio Valley, we could see around 85. So pretty warm today, not crazy though. As we go to tomorrow, we could expect to see a very similar pattern, around 85 for most of the Midwest, Texas, and parts of the Ohio Valley. But out here in the Northeast, we do see a little bit of a cold front moving through, providing nice temperatures, not really breaking 80 degrees all the way down there to Georgia. And on Wednesday, it's going to be again around 85 degrees for most places in the U.S., very similar pattern. We go to Friday the 3rd, we can see it's going to warm up even more. We can see some places over here in South Dakota as high as 95 degrees from Texas all the way up to South Dakota. Then over here in the Ohio Valley and the eastern portions of the Midwest could see in between 78 and 90 degrees for high as well. But all along here on the East Coast, look at that, 70 degrees, even 60s and highs in some portions over here in Maine and New York. And then back out here in California, we are seeing below average temperatures. Once they see those cold shots of air and cold fronts moving through, by the 7th, we could see some slightly cooler weather, especially up here in the north around 85 degrees. And as we go to the 10th, we could see it start cooling down a little bit over there in the north, but in the south, it's still not going to see much relief. So this is what our Climate Prediction Center looks like. We're seeing some extreme heat, 80 degrees above normal over here in the upper Ohio Valley and all the way down there in Texas. The only places that are going to see below average temperatures are going to be the West Coast, even more so around Idaho and Oregon. So it's going to be some interesting temperatures, and hopefully by we get to the middle of October, our temperatures can slowly go down and we'll start feeling fall by the end of October. And what's causing all this is a high pressure sitting around the Ohio Valley. And because of that, we're not going to see lots of rain for anywhere in the U.S. except the Rockies all the way until we get to the 5th. That's when we could start to see a little bit of something trying to move up here. Even a little bit of a tropical action down here in the Gulf. That can make its way and start producing rain. And then by the time we get to the 7th, we can see some more action. And on there, around the 8th to the 10th, is when we could see our first round of severe weather again for the U.S. And that'll affect the upper Midwest before things become uncertain and we're not sure what's going to happen. So that's all the weather talk I have for you. If you have a location you want me to cover, please leave it right down there in the comment section, and I'll be sure to let you know. Please check out our sponsors. We will not be doing videos about them, and please like, subscribe. Even leave a comment if you don't feel like you want to leave any text. You put down an emoji or something to boost the algorithm and help push us to more people to get these weather forecasts, and so people stay well and informed. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.